Hi, I'm Catherine Morgan. I'm a career transition expert, business consultant, and the author of This Isn't Working, Evolving the Way We Work to Decrease Stress, Anxiety, and Depression. And today I am thrilled to be talking with my dear friend, Kristina Sorrelli. Kristina is an operations executive, self-proclaimed technology geek, systems and process optimizer, and calmer of chaos. And you will soon find out why. Hi, Kristina.
Hi, Catherine. How are you?
I'm good. I want you to use your anxiety calming skills and help me out here because I, like a lot of people I know, and probably people you know, am experiencing what I'm going to just flat out say is AI anxiety. I cannot open any program, news, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, without being barraged by AI and how it's going to take over our jobs and our life or kill us or whatever. So help, help, help. I know that you have been diving into these tools. Where are we? What are they? What's going on? Let's start with why I should be able to sleep better at night.
Well, and let me preface this with I got excited when, of course, ChatGPT came out, right? And I think we've all heard endlessly about ChatGPT, right? So I started diving in as well and educating myself when that was released. So I'm new to it as well. So it doesn't have to be something that you're an expert in, right? But yes, everything is talking about AI, what it's going to do, the white collar jobs it's going to take over, you know. So yes, it's alarming to a lot of people. And the amount of information that's coming out is, to say the least, overwhelming. And so you automatically feel like you're behind or you've got to rush. And everyone that's putting something out is talking about different ways to do things, different things to do, how to do it. And so it gets very confusing. Um, my approach to this was to find some very industry smart people to follow on LinkedIn, which I just wrote an article on LinkedIn that gave 4 people to follow. I found them to be very clear, succinct, and not overwhelming in the least with their information. They're not like, oh, doomsday prepper, get ready. It's more the logical approach to how to understand it. The tools that are best for the average person to utilize, right?
Okay.
What what extensions to use in Chrome? Because yes, there are some that are bad that install um, malware or into your computer, something like that.
Right.
Um, but the most, I think, effective way is to look at it as it's not here to destroy, it's here to assist you and better your productivity. So as long as you're looking at it through that lens, then you're really on the right track.
Okay. So I like that. Who doesn't want to be more productive? Who doesn't occasionally or frequently experience moments of writer's block or, you know, being tortured by the flashing cursor and you don't know what to write for your blog post or social media? I mean, I think everybody has to write something, whether it's an email or a presentation. I guess the key is learning how to use the prompt so that you get back useful, helpful content. Is that the case?
Yes. So being able to talk, and there's also two sides. So Chat GPT, excuse me, focuses on the prompts, right? And Google just rolled out formats that, what I haven't dived into it completely, but it's looking like it's more so not so much the prompts, because I think there's a prompt helper for for the most part. So, but there's two, everything is, somebody's going to love ChatGPT, somebody's going to love the Google Bear, right? So it's
Okay.
all um, Google does have the fact that it's running on current information as opposed to ChatGPT, which doesn't connect to the internet. It's just running on information that it was trained on. So you have that to look at. But I'm sure in the near future, they will be very compatible, right? Because no one's going to let anybody one up them, right?
Okay. And you've also been using something called Jasper for a long time, right?
And Jasper, I absolutely love. I have it to where it also incorporates into my email. It incorporates into anything that I go to write. So if I'm struggling with a sentence that just I can't quite get the tone that I want, or I can't quite get it to fit right, I have my Jasper bot that I can just utilize, and it is so incredibly helpful. Now, do you want it to write everything for you? No, of course not. But does it
I
help?
think a lot of people maybe do want it to write everything for you.
That's fine as long as you make sure you look at it, because still, right, it can put not the correct information, or it may word it differently. You have to remember it has, this has no feeling. It has no connections to the words that it's putting on the page. So it's just filling in information the way that it thinks that a human would talk. So you have to make sure it's not putting words in that don't necessarily align with what you're trying to say. So that's the
Right.
most important part of, utilizing these bots and these features.
Okay. So a friend of ours said it was all excited that she used Chat GPT to organize her grocery list. So from grocery lists to blog posts to social media copy. I was at a networking event recently where some PR professionals were saying they were using it to generate query letters, to generate press releases. Like this, the utility of it seems to span all sorts of writing. What's been your experience?
So I was very excited. I sat down with my son because he is entering into his senior year, and he has to write a lot of papers. And so I said, let's look at some things that you're doing that maybe I have some things that I could help you with through what I've learned. And he's like, so I have to watch a lot of videos. And I said, okay, let's install GLASP, which is a YouTube transcript writer. And so he put in one of the 1.5 hour videos that he had watched in school that his teacher had him watch. He put that in, took the transcript that it created, which was really great, pretty much spot on, took the transcript, put it into ChatGPT. We gave it a prompt that basically stated for it to summarize it into bullet points and then take that summary and put it into Tubular and add categories. So it took all of that content and made categories and broke it down exactly what was in that YouTube video. So he was able to then look at it. Here's the categories that it talked about. Here's the breakdown. It put it into a 4 chart tubular breakdown for him. And he was just like,
I'm like, I so here I go spinning out about copyright and original content because it took me 2 years to write this. Like the fact that someone could download the PDF and then do a bunch of stuff with it makes me flip out a little bit. What would you
well,
say to that?
this was more so he could write because he needed to ingest the information. And then he had to, what took him a week to ingest, write a paper, proof it, rewrite, and write a 6-page paper explaining and giving his point of view. He at least had it all broken down for him. So then he could go back in, articulate, and start writing.
Yeah.
It just was such a faster process so he could get to what he needed to do. Um, there's the chat GP PDF that you can talk to. You can put in a PDF and talk to the PDF and get everything that's in the PDF broken out for you. I have not played with it yet. That's my next venture. So I'm interested to see exactly what that is all about. But it's yes, there is a lot that still needs to be figured out. Has maybe some of this rolled out without preemptive cautionary guardrails put in? Yes.
Yes, I fully expect language around using it or not to flow into employment and consulting contracts for companies, because one of the problems is if you put something into ChatGPT, every other user of ChatGPT has access to this information. Nobody reads the terms of service. We all click accept. And that's frightening for organizations with copyrighted materials, or, like I said, terrifying for people like me who, put stuff from our brain out there, that were I to use it for my business, or anybody who's a chat GPT user would have it, and it might or might not be attributed to me.
Right. And, you know, um, Samsung, we had been talking about Samsung put out a note to all of its employees that they are forbidden to use ChatGPT from here on out because
It's going to work as well as prohibiting thumb drives, I'm pretty sure.
right, because people were use putting a proprietary information into ChatGPT, and they think some of the secrets and some really important information was shared. So if anybody, does a query, does a prompt, or does something, that information could show up, right?
Yeah, think about training customer service reps. If you have access to personally identifiable information that all of a sudden is now, spit all over the internet. I'm sure that that's happened. I already know that, my information's available everywhere.
And the fact that they just had a breach
Of
for
course
every
they did.
who was a ChatGPT Plus member in March. They got to their billing information, their name, their address, their phone number, their credit card information. They got all of that. I plus their information that they had put into ChatGPT from their accounts.
Super.
So yeah, I mean,
It's not going away. I'm a little bit of a Luddite. I also can really understand the example that you gave for your son, and why that would be hugely valuable and time saving, especially for people who have some learning challenges and may or may not be able to concentrate for a 90-minute video, or may not like to learn that way. I mean, that makes perfect sense to me.
I do worry about the effect that it has for critical thinking. Um, I I think that we already have an environment where information is demanded at a fast pace, instantaneous, instant gratification with everything.
Mhm.
And we lack the patience and the critical thinking in some instances already. And I fear that this just adds to, oh, here, let this bot think for me. Um,
Yeah.
it just worries me just a bit.
AI. So somebody who's freaked out, what's the first thing you'd say to calm them down? And then let's walk them through how they might acquire information. Because my sense is that once people get some hands-on experience, it won't be quite as frightening for them.
Some of the people that I listed to follow on LinkedIn also have newsletters.
Okay.
A really great newsletter that I signed up for is called Superhuman, and it's all about AI, and you get it in your mailbox. And basically, it is they give you examples of, say, extensions to use or apps or something, so that, and then they give you a link to it so that you're able to try it, see how it works. They also give you examples of how it works so that you know what it does before you're doing it. They explain, kind of why it's there, what it's doing. I really like that one because I'm not one that just clicks and goes and installs something because I don't really know. But they've already um, pre-vetted these, so I really like that a lot.
Okay, that's helpful because you see these lists of like 100 different tools. You're like, I don't know.
And as for prompts, so if you're really stuck and you don't know what to do for prompts, there are tons of, you just type in prompt, AI prompt, and there are tons of prompts that people are just saying, okay, these are all the prompts for if you're looking for SEO help. These are prompt for marketing. These are the prompt for anything. And they have actual starters for you. So,
Ooh,
so I don't even know where to start with this. What do I even do with this? Right. And then, of course, just making your ChatGPT free account, right? It's free. Yes, it might be slower, but at least you'll be able to get in, see how it works, and start just trying it out, getting familiar with it. And that's the most important part, is just getting familiar with it and realizing that, yes, it's probably going to be part of your life in the near future if it isn't already.
yeah. It's not going anywhere. Way too convenient. Way too ubiquitous.
And
It's
right. And if anybody uses Discord, I was just reading this morning that there's a Discord AI prompt where people share tons of prompts um, that they're using every day, all day. So that could be as well. I'm not as familiar with Discord. I'm getting there. Um, so, but that's also a option for people if they use Discord.
okay. Well, that's really helpful. I guess to summarize it, we'd say don't be scared, approach slowly, follow some experts, get some hands-on experience so it's not this, oh my God, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. I could probably do some of that. Um, Try it with something that's sort of a low stakes. I write blog posts that are, they just need to be good enough. They don't need to be, 2 years in the making publishing type of projects. So that might be a good way to try it out. Did I miss anything? What would you add?
Definitely go for what you're interested in. Like if you have a hobby that you're interested in, utilize that and look into things for your hobby. If you are interested in something specific that you want to do, but you're not currently doing it in your job, look at that part. It can help you learn. It can help you do all kinds of things. So you don't have to necessarily just pigeonhole yourself to what you're doing right now. Um, my son and I used it to look up, give us a list of favorite rock song. He's currently into rock. So the favorite rock songs of the 80s that I should listen to. And it
Okay.
gets so,
Then you put it into Spotify or, Google or something and create yourself a playlist.
so I mean, you can use it for anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be such a arduous learning experience, it can be fun and it can be something that you really are excited about too, right?
Okay. I'm going to leave it at that because I'm still mildly terrified, but I'll peek out from under my covers and maybe get myself a Chat GPT account. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and enthusiasm, Kristina. It was a joy.
Happen.